everybody. I haven't done like a chat in a long time, I've noticed. You know my channel name is Conversations with Candy. I've been doing a lot of hauls or cooking videos and things like that, which are fine, but, you know, back to the basics. So, I haven't filmed all last week. I was kind of not feeling too good. You know, when Mother Nature calls, sometimes it's like, ugh. And I had a lot of things I had to do last week, so it just didn't end up happening. But it's been really quiet and sort of weird for June. I don't know, like, if it's weird where you guys are at. Like, here it's usually really sunny and warm, and it's really been just cloudy and overcast and gray and kind of thunderstormy, which is just, I don't know, odd for this time of year, you know? But today is really cloudy. We're expecting some thunderstorms supposedly. I don't know. It's just really overcast and gray, and I don't know if it'll actually rain or not, because it hasn't actually done a lot of raining, even though it keeps saying that it's going to. But, I don't know. It's just one of those days where it's like, I want to be in my jammies. I want to lay in bed reading. It's like when I throw a meal in the crock pot and let it cook all day, and then I lay in bed and read all day. That's kind of the feel of today, you know? It's just a very cold, quiet sort of day. Anyway, so I thought I would kind of talk to you guys and just catch you up to what I've been doing lately and see how you guys are doing and what you guys have been up to. This morning, since it's been so cold, I thought I would make a spot of tea. This is my little bird tea set, and as you can see, I've got my teapot over there. It only holds, like, you know, a couple of cups, and this is like super, super hot, so I'm going to wait till it cools down a little bit, but this is like a vanilla, forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, Rooibos, R-O-O-I-B-O-S, Rooibos, I don't know. I can't pronounce it worth a darn, but it tastes pretty good. And so, yeah, when it gets kind of like gray and overcast, I don't know, I just get into this like cuddly, snuggly mode. You know what I mean? Does that ever happen to you guys where you're just like, yeah, no, nothing's going to happen today, nothing productive. It's just going to be one of those days where it's like reading, spot of tea, or curling up with your favorite book or your favorite movie, or, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. And it's like those days don't happen every time it's like cloudy or rainy. It just, I don't know. When it happens, you know? I thought I would share with you guys a few other things that have been going on. This weekend, I was really proud of myself. I did some sewing. Now, I've had a sewing machine for about 2 or 3 years. My husband got it for me for Christmas because I was super excited to learn how to sew. And I went straight out and I bought all these sewing patterns that said Simplicity on the top. And I opened them up and started reading the instructions, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like reading Chinese. I don't understand what you're asking me to do. You know? It was like, I don't know, like basting, or I don't know, I can't even remember the words. It was just like, I have no idea what that means. Like, no clue. You know? And so I have all these patterns of things I wanted to make, and then I was just like, and then I didn't, you know? I made like a tablecloth because I just kind of figured, okay, I'll just kind of measure the table and cut a square and hem it, and yeah, so I did do that. But this weekend, or this past week, I was surfing the internet and I came across a site called Sewing Shannon, I believe, and I'll link to it down below if you guys are interested in doing this for yourself. I don't take any credit for it. It's totally her idea, but I just love the fact that it was so easy to follow. There wasn't any big scary words. It was almost like spot, see, spot, run, but for sewers, you know? For beginners like me. I can't do anything crazy complicated. So anyway, she showed me or taught on her website how to make a purse. Like, she called it an origami bag because of the way that it's shaped, and it actually only cost me $3 to make. I was really surprised. And she uses what she calls 3 fat quarters, which is like little quarters of cut fabric. I think they're like, I don't know, 17 or 18 inches by 22 inches. And you cut it down to the right size, and you just sew them together. And yeah, I won't go into those details because it's a little more crazy complicated than that, but not that much more complicated. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So anyway, yeah, I sewed this bag, and it doesn't look perfect. You know, my seams are not all 100% straight, or, you know what I mean? You can tell it's my first sewing job. But I figure if I keep sewing and keep trying, eventually it'll look decent. Eventually it'll look like I didn't sew it, even though I did. So, yeah, let me show you my bag. So this is kind of what it looks like. Obviously, I have my clip on that side, so it looks a little funky there. But yeah, this is just. I took some jeans. I had some leftover jeans. I couldn't wear them because my jeans wear out in the knees or in the thighs, and then it's just like I can't really do anything with it. But I hate throwing out clothes. I'm like, I could do something with it, right? I can make like a purse out of it or do something with the jean material. So I hung on to it. And so I made the handle with the jeans because I figured that would look kind of nice and matches the blue and the yellow. And I just wanted something kind of summery and cheerful, like something I could take with me to the beach or the pool. Well, not the beach. Obviously, I'm hours and hours from the beach, but at least I could take it to the pool and pretend I'm at the beach because I love the beach, right? Because that's what I do here in Utah. Since I'm so landlocked, I'm like, okay, time to light a tropical candle, make a smoothie and put an umbrella in it, and pretend I am anywhere but here. Somewhere on some sandy beach, even if I'm a million miles away. But anyway, yeah, so I sewed this little origami bag, and it's actually pretty roomy. I've got all of my purse contents in there. I think the only thing that she suggested doing is using like a heavier weight fabric, because this is, it'll hold well, but I can tell that it's really just very light fabric, and so if you want more like weight to your bag, sorry, that was probably up close. If you want more weight to your bag, then you'd want to use something more like, I don't know, like outdoor fabric or maybe decorator, like interior decorating fabric, like something maybe you'd use like on a couch or a throw pillow or something maybe like that. So, yeah, but it was very simple. I started cutting, I bought the stuff. Joann's is having this huge sale, and for those of you who don't know what Joann's is like this huge crafting store. They have like, half the store is like fabric and batting, and then the other half has yarn and embroidery thread. It has tons of beads for like jewelry making. It has like floral stuff for like wreaths and making, flower projects. It has like clay and felt and like kids projects. It just has like a whole bunch of different like crafting stuff. And so they were having this huge sale. I actually ended up buying some stuff online too. I bought some fleece online because I thought, I can make some fleece blankets or something. So I got some really cute stuff, and I'm waiting for that to be delivered. But when I was there, they had these quarters of fabric on sale for $1 each. So I was like, awesome. So I totally stocked up. I spent like $15, $20 on different ones so that I can make like a million different purses as the need suits me. Because I love changing out my bags. I don't know about you guys. I am not one of those one bag forever kind of girls. I am, I feel like this today, or I feel like that tomorrow, or, I'm always wanting a new purse, and purses are expensive. So this way I can kind of, make what I feel like wearing. And since it only took like 2 days to make, yeah, I ended up cutting and like sewing together part of it, and then I did the major sewing on Saturday because I actually had time to on Saturday. Fridays are really busy days for me, and it was even more crazy because there was someone who's pregnant, and she's expecting her baby in August, and she got really, really sick, and so I brought her a meal. So I had to make that meal, and then I made our own meal, and then we went and played some games, some Pathfinder games with some friends. So it was kind of a really, really crazy day. But yeah, so I made a purse, and then I also did one other little sewing project, which is super easy. At church, since I'm over the children, and that's kind of like where I spend most of my time and what I do, and I help children in our ward, in our church, with I don't know, just learning about Christ and I don't know, just feeling loved, just making sure they all feel loved, because a lot of them come from not necessarily bad homes, but there's a lot of children who come from homes where maybe they only have one parent, or I don't know, sometimes there's just issues going on in their homes, and they're so little, and so, when we're there, we just try to make sure that they're happy and that they feel loved, and that they have a fun time, at church. So, there's a little boy in our church who's autistic, and we got someone in our church. When I say ward, you're probably like wondering, why does she keep saying ward? I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or everybody probably knows us better as Mormons. We have like individual church buildings, and based on where you live, in like a certain radius around that building, that's considered a ward. So when I say ward, I mean the group of people that I attend church with every Sunday, essentially. Anyway, so yeah, he's like autistic, and we got someone to help out with him because he's nonverbal autistic, and we've been trying to help him, but we've got like 30 or 40 children at any given time, so it's really difficult to like give him the attention that he needs because we have so many children that we have to look out for and help and stuff. So we got someone to individually help him, and she said that like if we got something to put weight on his shoulders, that would help him to calm down, and then we're going to try that. And so I made him a little shoulder beanbag thing. It's like really long, and I got this really cute monkey fabric because I thought he would like that. And so I filled it with a couple bags of beans, and it's, I don't know, like 1.5 feet, 2 feet long, and so it can just drape around his shoulders. And so hopefully that will help him to, you know, keep calm and be happy, and I don't know, feel like he's a part of everything, you know. It's really hard because he's nonverbal, so it's really hard for us to know how to best help him. But anyway, whole another story. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so I sewed that as well. So I've been kind of crazy at the sewing machine this weekend and having fun with that. Hold on a sec. I want some tea. Hopefully this is not going to burn the crud out of my tongue because, yeah, it was super hot just like a second ago. Oh, perfect. Okay. Sorry. You know, when you get talking, all of a sudden you're like, okay, I need something to drink. I'm thirsty. I also got my Ipsy bag, which I decided not to do like an actual unboxing video. I don't know. I just kind of felt like I don't mind showing you what's in it, but I don't know, making a whole video entirely devoted to that just seemed a little much. I'm gonna move my drink over there so I can open this and show you guys what's in it. Okay, so I just unzipped it. Here's the bag. This is really, really cute, and it's Rebecca Minkoff. I don't know who she is, but she helped design the bag, and I actually really like it. Like, I guess on the back you can kind of see a little bit better. Sort of like these beautiful tropical blue flowers and like little pineapples. I don't know, it's really pretty. I actually really like it. And then it's got like the red zipper and like a really pretty flat silver zip pull. So anyway, I'll just show you what I got. So one of the things I got was this Mark Anthony Dream Waves beach spray. And this stuff, oh gosh, it smells so good. This is like, it smells like banana boat kind of good. Like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm at the beach kind of good. I don't know, it's kind of like fruity, and I don't know how to describe it. It just smells divine. Like when I put this in my hair, I'm just like, oh yeah, I am totally surfing today. I am, you know, I am at the beach when I smell this. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Do you guys have like a favorite scent? Like, what's your favorite perfume? I want to know. Do you guys like, I don't know, powdery scents? Do you like more floral and feminine scents? Do you like oriental or like woody or spicy? I'm a fruity person. I love the smell of fruit, like citrus, berries. Oh my gosh, anything fruity, I am all over that, like white on rice, okay? Anyway, I've tried this. I don't know if you can tell. My hair probably just looks like it hasn't been combed. But I did try this yesterday, and my hair kind of got piecey in the back, but I don't know. I think I put it on when it was a little too dry, and so it didn't quite work out how I expected it to work. But I really, really, really like this, and I'm really looking forward to playing with this all summer. And I probably will buy a full size because I like it that much. And then they gave me this, it's Claire Sea Sea Salt Solutions Rapid Detox Charcoal Exfoliant. Wow, that's like a mouthful. I haven't tried this yet, but it's like, it kind of looks like powder. It almost, I know this sounds kind of silly, but when I look at it through the bottom plastic, it kind of reminds me of, like that sugar candy, you know, like not quite as fine as a pixie stick, but I don't know, like I half expect people to start eating it. Not that I would, but that's just kind of what it reminds me of, like that kind of texture, very sandy, powdery. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know like how it detoxes or anything like that. I'd have to look more into that, but it has dry Dead Sea mud. That sounds like really nice, actually. Dead Sea mud. I was at the mall, gosh, last year. I don't go to the mall super often because when I go, I kind of spend, and I got no money, so I don't go to the mall because I don't need temptation. But last year we went past one of those little kiosk carts, and they were selling like Dead Sea salt scrubs and things like that, and those were really nice. Like, I mean, it got the dirt out. It was super awesome, and I ended up buying some stuff for my mom because my mom has eczema really bad, and so I thought she would really enjoy that, and maybe that would help with her skin. So anyway, so yeah, I got that too, and then I got this Be a Bombshell mascara, Lash Out. I haven't tried it because I have like 500 million, okay, maybe not that many, but I probably have 4 or 5 different mascaras, and so I don't really want to open it until like I've used up or can't use the other ones. That way I kind of have something new to use and I don't have to keep like going out and buying a brand new mascara, because they keep saying like you should get a new mascara like every, I don't know, 6 months or something. So I have a couple of tubes. This will be like my second or third tube that I haven't opened. So this is kind of going into the lineup. But I'm excited to try it, and I love, you know, mascara, because my lashes need some help. And then I got this, which is from Jesse's Girl, and this is like a liquid eyeliner, but it's really cool. It has like a calligraphy tip. Ah! Okay, obviously that was really smooth, because I'm like chunky peanut butter. Okay, anyway. So it has like a really smooth tip, and apparently you can get like a really fine line, I guess, if you use the very tiny tip of it, or you can do like thicker, and it's supposed to be really good at flicking. So anyway, I'm going to put this down so I can put the cap on without like covering my hands in black liquid eyeliner. So 1 second. Be right back. Okay, now that you've had a lovely look at my ceiling fan, the last thing I got was this NYX Butter Gloss. Apple Strudel. And this smells so good. It smells like, I don't know, like a baked, I don't know, maybe like a pound cake, or, let me see. Yeah, like a vanilla baked pastry. I don't know. Yeah, I guess like a pound cake. Like just very sweet, cakey-like. Yeah, like cakey-like. And this is really pretty and really smooth, and I don't know if any of you have ever tried the NYX Butter Glosses, but oh my gosh. Yeah, like when you rub your lips together with this stuff on, oh, it's so smooth and it's not sticky, and it's just really pretty. And it gives you like a sheer wash of color. It's not like completely opaque, not like a lipstick is, but like, I don't know. You could wear it alone, but it wouldn't cover like your lip color all that much. You could still see your lip color through it. But I mean, it does add some color to it. So it's really pretty over like lipsticks. And I mean, it's pretty worn alone too. You just don't expect like, you know, lipstick type coloring or coverage with that. Anyway, I was really happy with my bag this month. I thought that was really fun because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I could spray that stuff in my hair, you know, and have the beach, and then I could do like the waterproof eyeliner and mascara, and have the lip gloss on, and it's like not too much, and it's perfect like poolside or beach wear. I don't know. I was just really happy with my bag this month. So, and that's the Ipsy bag, and it's $10 a month, and I'm not really sure what everything in here costs. I know that the NYX gloss is like $5, and yeah, I'm not really sure about everything else. I'm sure the Jesse's Girl is probably about the same. It's probably about $5 or $6 maybe. Anyway, so on top of that, I thought I would talk about a book. I've never done that before, and since today feels like one of those, like I told you, one of those really quiet, sort of tea drinking, book reading, laying in bed, crock pot style days, I thought I would talk about one of my favorite books. I haven't read this in a long time, but I've read it like multiple times, and this is going to be hard for me to talk about because I'm going to want to tell you all about it, and then you're going to be like, Candace, what is the point of me reading this now? Because you just told me everything. And I guess there's not like much you probably wouldn't know exactly, because I mean, it's called Beauty, a retelling of the story of Beauty and the Beast, and it's by Robin McKinley. And so basically it's like the story of Beauty and the Beast, but it's so different. Like, I think, at least for me anyway, I've always thought of Beauty and the Beast like as Disney, you know? the Disney version. So like when I watch the Disney version, I'm like, oh, that's how it is, and that's what it's like, and yada yada yada. You know, I start singing the songs like bonjour, bonjour. You know, I'm even singing it now in my head, like looking at the book. But this book is so interesting because it just goes so much more into depth of like, okay, who is Beauty? It goes into depth with her family. Because like in the movie, the Disney movie, it's just her and her inventor dad living in some random town, and there's like, you know, this guy who's totally full of himself who's like all over her, you know. But in the book, you don't really see that. You see she has a father, but the father was like well, he wasn't a ship maker, but he owned ships, like a merchant. Like, you know, he owned ships and would sail on those ships and would send people out, and that's how he earned his fortune. And it does take place in France, but it talks about how she has two sisters and how she got the nickname or the name Beauty. Her name was actually Honor. That's what it was, Honor. But she used to always say, like, oh, I'm so ugly, I'm not pretty, because apparently she had two really beautiful sisters, and she felt awkward and, like, gangly, and it's probably because she was the youngest, you know, and when you're the youngest and you're, like, in that awkward, like, puberty phase where everything just doesn't seem to fit right, you know? You're, like, too long, your feet are too big, your nose is too big, you know what I mean? Like, that awkward phase where you're just like, no. She's, like, in that phase, and so she always says, oh, I'm not very pretty. And so, like, they tease her family and friends call her Belle, Beauty, you know, kind of poking fun at the fact that she thinks she's not very pretty. But it talks about how much she loves books, and then how they live in the city, and, you know, it goes into depth about her family life. And then it talks about how her father sends out 3 ships, and a couple of them crash, and one of them disappears in a horrible storm. And so they lose everything. Like, as a family, they lose everything. And how they end up going to, like, the French countryside with her sister's husband, who had, like, family out in that area. And it's interesting because when they go out to the French countryside, it's like they pull into the story, like, I guess you could say legends, or, like, folklore, maybe, that of the area that they're going to that surrounds it, and how the locals there are really afraid of or don't like or feel uneasy around this enchanted type forest where everything grows really green but nothing really lives. There's no, like, animals in there or anything like that, and nobody wants to go in there. Like, everybody refuses to go in there. So yeah, it talks about how they're living there and they're trying to make things work, and how different it is from the life that they had in the city, because they were obviously very wealthy and went to parties and things like that. And when they get to this other place, it's so different. They have to make everything from scratch, and they have to wash their own clothes, and they don't really complain. They're very good-natured in this book. Like, in this book, there's not really a character that you dislike. You know, in a lot of stories, you have, like, a protagonist and an antagonist, and in this book, you don't really see that. You like all the characters. Every single one of them are just so interesting, and none of them are, like, you know, evil or bad or whatever. Not like, you know, they try to make it out for you. There's no Gaston in this book. So anyway, one day they get word that one of the men that her sister liked and that she'd wanted to marry, who'd been on one of the ships that, like, either sank or disappeared, they get word that the ship reappeared. And so the father decides to go and find out, and her sister's, like, just really nervous and distraught and kind of like, oh my gosh, is he alive? Is he dead? What happened? You know, just all these questions. And so the father leaves, but he asks each of his daughters, like, what would you like me to bring you back from the city? And they each, you know, say something that they want. They're kind of joking, and they're like, oh, we want pearls and diamonds and rubies, you know, kind of poking fun at their dad, because, I mean, what use do they have for that in the you know, French countryside? They don't. And he asks Beauty what she wants, and she just says, oh, some simple rose seeds to plant some, you know, roses. And so he goes, and he, on the way back, after, you know, going to town, or to the city, which is like, I think it's like a 6-week trip or something, on the way back, he obviously gets into the woods and gets lost and comes across this castle. And at this castle, like, all of his needs are met. He doesn't see anybody ever. But he kind of feels like there's something just not right about this castle. Like, fires that light themselves, you know, stable people that take care of his horse. There's nobody there. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, like, ghost-like, but, you know, just things that don't add up, obviously. So, anyway, on his way out, he remembers, he goes through, like, the gardens on his way out, and he sees all these beautiful, full-blooming roses, and he remembers that he forgot the roses that Beauty asked for. And so he thinks, oh, well, I'll just cut her a rose, you know? And so he cuts a rose, and that's when, like, all hell breaks loose. He basically hears this horrible sound, this roar, and out pops this awful beast, you know, this monster, and he's like, you know, I took care of you, I sheltered you, I gave you food, and, you know, kept you warm for the evening when you got lost, and this is how you pay me by stealing this rose. And he was like, but, you know, and he tries to explain, and he's like, I don't want to hear it, you know. And he basically says, I'll give you 3 days or 30 days, I can't remember. It's been a while. But he gives him a time period of, like, you have to come back to me and be my prisoner. Or you have to send one of your daughters. And if you don't, I will come and I will get you myself. So basically making it very clear, you have to come back or send one of your daughters if your daughter will take your place willingly. Has to be willingly. And so he goes and, you know, he returns, and it's so strange because when he comes back to the house and they're like unloading his horse, his saddlebags are full and heavy, and he's like, what? They shouldn't be that heavy. I didn't bring anything back. But when they open it, there's like all these candles and silver candlesticks and beautiful fabrics and just like all these gifts, I guess, that were enchantedly put in there by the beast. And when they get to the bottom, there's like these 3 little boxes, and they have the initials of each of the girls, the daughters, on each of the boxes, and each of them open it, and like there's pearls and diamonds and rubies, and the older 2 girls, and they're just like, what? And then the 3rd box for Beauty, she opens it, and inside are these little round brown things. And she starts laughing. She's like, oh my gosh, this beast has a sense of humor, because it's a box full of rose seeds. So anyway, she decides that she's going to take her father's place because he's much needed at the house, and she feels like she's not as needed, and that, you know, the other 2 girls are like, well, no, let one of us go, and she was like, no, you have children, and no, she needs your help, and, you know, I'm the one who's, like, awkward. I feel like I'm the one who doesn't fit in. And so she goes in her father's place, and he doesn't want to let her, but she's kind of, like, stubborn enough to, you know, force her way. And so it's just really interesting. I don't want to go too much into detail about, like, her adventures with the beast, because that's some of the best stuff, but it is such a good read. It's not very long. It's probably one of those books that I could pile through, like, in an afternoon. It's about 235, 40 pages. So it's not super long. It's just like a nice, good afternoon read. And it is like a teens book, or I wouldn't say it's a children's book, but it's, yeah, like a teens book. And I don't know, it's really good. It's really worth it. And so if you guys are looking for just like a fun summer read, or something you want to read with your kids, or just for fun, it's a really good book, and it's so worth it. It's so worth it, and it gives you just so much more in-depth, and the characters are just wonderful and in-depth, and you just wish it would never end. In a way, you just wish it would never end. You know what I mean? So anyway, I hope you guys have a good week. We're going to try and shoot a couple more videos. We tried to do the couples tag a couple days ago, and like we were shooting, and everything was going great, and then halfway through it, the camera shut off, and I was like, what? And then I opened it up, and I was like, oh no, I forgot to put in the memory card. So of course it's going to shut off, because obviously there's not as much internal memory. So we will probably be getting to the couples tag at some point this week, hopefully, and we're also going camping at the end of the week, and so I'd like to shoot some video of that and get that up early next week sometime. So hopefully that'll be fun. It's going to be an evening, and I don't know how exciting or crazy that's going to be, but I'll try to shoot what I can. Anyway, have a beautiful week, everybody. Let me know what summer books you're planning on reading. If you've read anything that is just to die for, let me know, because I love reading books. Tell me what your favorite kind of tea is. If you've got any craft projects or sewing projects going on, and what you like to do on the cold, quiet, sort of, you know, I want to stay indoor type of days. Like, what do you like to do? I'd love to hear from you all. Talk to you later. Bye.